Hi guys, this is probably going to be my first video I've ever made on this channel, so yay! Yay for me, other than anything made on Windows Media Player, but that doesn't count. I'm going to make charms, and I've already made a lot, so I'm going to show them to you guys. And yes, I'm filming on my phone, and I've got pad of paper there, but it's pretty, so it looks good. There's my clay, my charms, my doggies hanging out the window, my pillow pet. Don't hate, pillow pets are great. So yeah, I'm just going to show you the charms that I have right now. And they're all made out of polymer clay. And I might have painted a couple because at first I accidentally got translucent clay, not white clay, so had to paint some of it. But I still think they're cute. And just, tell me what you think. If it doesn't focus, sorry, I'm on my phone, so I can't really help what's happening with that. Not exactly something I can control. I'll try and get a better camera at some point, but that's not really likely, because, yeah. So first, I have these charms. And they're just little piping bags, and they have a little bit of icing coming out of them. And I don't think I got this idea from anybody in particular. I just sort of started rolling clay and thought it looked like that. These two aren't exactly my favorite. They're not baked right. But this one, I love this one. It's so cute. And they have pins on both ends so that they can hook onto other charms too. These are going to be mostly like chibis, or little sort of, I don't know, you wouldn't call them figurines, but they're kind of on a platform. So they're Dorothy's ruby red slippers from The Wizard of Oz. And it's made out of sparkling red clay, so you can see that. And I did have an eye pin in it, but it was so heavy, so it fell out. And this is a little Ron Weasley from Harry Potter into a chibi. We had to paint on his eyes, because this is when my sister and I were first starting out. She's dropped it, but we both made them, and I think he looks pretty cute. He came out pretty good. The glaze we used, though, smelled horrible, so don't really think any of us want to use that anymore. Now there's this very big Hatsune Miku chibi. Yay! She doesn't really have much detail on her. She's just kind of blockular. Her pigtails are very hard. That's okay. All's good. This girl, I just needed a reason to use pink clay. Honestly, just needed to use it. So I made a little chibi. And this is Grell from Black Butler. You can't see him because his eyes are mostly facing down, another old charm. But here he is, with his hair, again with the sparkling red clay. I think it would look better without the glasses. Like, his chibi body is really cute, but his face is kind of weird. Next is this Loki chibi. I tried. His antlers burnt, but he's still happy, and his helmet is kind of molded to his head, and his cape is really flat, but it was my first try, so I think he looks pretty happy, and I think that's good. Next is, last for the chibis, is this little Puck from Glee, this little mohawk. Again, I just needed an excuse for using the paint and using up some of the green and the semi-black. It's not really black, but I don't know. He's pretty small, so he's like this big, so he's cute. Next are kind of just random little tidbits of things I've made when I get bored. So first off are these little hearts, and I really like the faces on them. I think it's because it was bigger. I didn't have a hard time with it. I was using the back of the paintbrush. And so they're both on each other, and they're pretty nicely glazed, I'd say. And the faces are nice. Be good for a Valentine's Day charm or something. Next is a red rose. It's pretty small. and the bottom, it's a flat back, so it'd be good for deco. And it's just simple little red rose. I did the same with a pink rose, but the pink one, I think it's made better. And the bottom, it's not as flat back, it's more 3D. It doesn't have a stem, but it's bigger. Next are sort of just the little tidbits I didn't know where to put anywhere else. Now, when my sister and I were starting off, we didn't know what to do with the clay. So here's a flat back that she made, a little jester hat, and again it burnt because the yellow was so thin. So there, with the shiny purple. And the same, she made a Vulpix head from Pokemon in the glittery red, and it's a flat back. It's really thin, like I think I'm gonna break it by handling it. This is the first attempt at a Kingdom Hearts Paopu fruit, and I think it's pretty good. I mean, the green got into the yellow a little bit, but it's really sticky though from the glaze we used, and again it smells like the other first chibis we made. So I did a second attempt, and this is what it came to look like. So it would be used for a necklace where the two, because it's supposed to intertwine your destinies, right? So you'd put them both on a necklace. Either you could wear them both and be oh so vain like that. I'd do it. I'm probably going to. Or you can just leave them like that and, you know, give one to somebody if you have a boyfriend, girlfriend. Doesn't really matter. Next are bows, and I don't really have many of these because I can't seem to figure out how to make them. Funny story about this one. It was supposed to be a Halloween candy, and it turned out looking more like a bow. So I made it into a bow. So now it's a hot pink bow, and I think it's pretty cute. This next one is scares me a little bit. Its face is a little too happy, I think. And it's a little too flat back for my liking. Like, it's not really 3D. It's kind of just flat. Oh, excuse my nails, by the way. I have a little issue with those right now. Next is Halloween charms. And I'll tell you something. I love Halloween. Halloween is probably my favorite holiday of the year. Like, more than Christmas. Like, this is how much I enjoy Halloween. Last weekend, which it's not even October yet, I already have 2 Halloween costumes planned out for the one day. So I'm pretty crazy. Like, it's getting bad. So, a lot of these charms were inspired by Paper Pastel's tutorials on how to make Halloween charms, including this little ghost that goes off to the side. And this is one of the examples where I had to paint it because I had translucent clay and not white. So it looks a little dirtier than it would, but I guess it's a ghost, so I mean, it's fine. Next, I have these 2 little ghosts that what I did was I marbleized the clay, and I put translucent and I put white, so that there's a good mix between the two. So this one's happy, and then this one is scared, like the other one, like it will be going like, boo! And again, they're glazed really nicely, and I like how it marbled. Like, I couldn't see how it mixed. I thought I mixed it pretty well together, but it turned out marbled and it looked really cool. Next, this little bat. And this one I tried to make a lot nicer than it actually turned out, but it did not turn out all that nicely. Still, I still think it's kind of cute. I mean, it's a little bat. You can't say no to a little bat. Next, I have 3 candy corns, again inspired by Paper Pastels. And they have, again, I had to paint them because I had no white. And the paint got a little smudged. Like these, I'll probably redo them because they got really smudgy, and I didn't have orange, so I had to mix red with a color, and they just didn't turn out as well as I thought they would. But they're still pretty cute. Next is this blood drop, which is like a teardrop just with a face and it's red. That's flat back, and I made it into a charm. I think it's pretty cute, like a little vampire theme or something. Next, there are 2 bones, which are translucent clay, and I thought it turned out really cool, especially how this one bent. It kind of makes it seem like really old and dirty, and I have charms on both sides, so I can make like a bone necklace where it just goes from one side to the other, which I find pretty cool. Next, I have these 2 pumpkins, and these pumpkins are pretty nice. I mean, I probably could have done something better with them, but I like the way they turned out for the first try. Hey, that's my phone case, by the way. Pretty nice. I had to take it off, though. Again, by Paper Pastels, a little Frankenstein head. I really don't like how this one turned out. The face is too small. And then just a tiny little blood drop. 3D teardrop. Next is animals. And I'll probably have to do this in 2 parts because it's getting a little long, even if I do edit it. So this one is a little frog on a lily pad. And his whites of his eyes are really big. And he's really chubby and fat, but the lily pad came out looking really nice. And his feet are kind of funny too, so. Next, I have this little turtle. He has no kawaii face, he just has 2 little eyes. With a little tail sticking out. I forgot to texture his shell, which kind of made me upset after I baked him. Sorry, I just dropped him. And so I just glazed it, and I was like, oh, I didn't finish it. But the green came out really nice, and I had to mix the colors, so. Also, I have this owl, and I like how this owl came out. It was inspired by a user on Tumblr, but I can't remember their username right now. They made a photo set with a whole bunch of them that they made in like neon colors, and it looked really nice, so I had to make one. And it's textured, so it feels like it's feathers of a bird, and the front is layered, so it feels really, really nice on your hands. Next is this really badly done panda rice ball. I don't know what I was trying to do for this one. I think it was just one of those days where I had nothing to do, so I just went for it.